of panning for gold. I get these little bags from the outings I go to from the what was it called? Gold Fever Radio, and their Gold Fever Resort also. That's the same company. That's the club that I go to every month and do a little bit of metal detecting. During the summer, there's no metal detecting because it gets too hot. 115 degrees is a little warm for out there going metal detecting. So we're currently closed for doing the hunts until October when they start up again. But I'm doing a little bit of the panning. These are what the bags look like. They come like this. They're small bags. They're not very big. I'm ready to pan some. You can see right here my pan and my water here. I don't know if you'll be able to see this very well or not. I'm going to try and set this up so you can see. Oh, good. So this is my pan. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to pan this out. This is one bag. So I'm doing one bag right now. In the water also is my little snuffer bottle. So snuffer bottle is just used to suck up the gold after you get it panned down. And you start seeing the gold now showing up in the pan. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but right here there's gold right here in my pan. So I'm going to pan that down a little more. I'm going to work on getting rid of some of the lighter sand that's in here. And you get down to the black sand. So the black sand is what's called hematite and magnetite. So magnetite is obviously, as the name almost refers, magnetic. So magnetite. So that's the different kinds of black sand. So if you have a magnet, you can actually lift the black sand out and separate it. And we're getting down to the end here. I'm gonna kind of lap this off slowly. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but just slowly lapping it off now to take some of the sand away, but leave the gold behind. You can see the gold sitting there now. I'll do a little bit of fan back on this now, and bring that back. Now you can see the gold. And I'll swirl the water around a little bit, clear away from the edge. And if you give it a little tap, even this edge is actually raised higher right now on this side over here. I don't know if you can't see it in the video. So this side is actually raised higher, and if I tap on the pan, I can get the gold to walk up to the edge of the pan. And you can see the gold there now on the edge of the pan. So that's the gold I just panned out from this one little bag of dirt. It's maybe a couple of dollars worth of gold. It's really not that much. But, in the long run, it all adds up. So I use my little sulfur bottle here, and I'll suck that up inside my bottle. And now it's in my little bottle here, in this little bottle, and it's got my gold in it. There might be a little bit more in there. I can't tell. I don't see any more in there. So, okay, so that's pan number one. Could stand for this to be a little bit higher up to see a little bit better. Don't want it to fall off either. That's the part of the problem here. Then maybe you can see a little bit better. I raised my phone up another 4 inches or so. Move it a little bit. See if that helps a little bit. Nope, it's gonna start falling off on me again. I want it to do. I can put something on the phone so I can aim it out a little more. Okay, so maybe that'll help see it a little bit better. So I still have that little bit of black sand in there. I ain't gonna worry about that right now. So I'm gonna dump another one of these little bags of sand into the pan here, and it'll pan that down. So you give it a good swirl around to get it all loose, so the sand's all loose. So that way the gold is heavy and it'll sink to the bottom. The sand will be on top, and then you just basically slough it off, get it to fall off the front of the pan here, along with the gravels that are here. And so you see in here there's a little bit of quartz. Not that ain't, that's I don't know what that is. That ain't quartz. But right here is quartz. It's white. This is typically the kind of quartz you find in gold veins, in the veins of gold, and the gold will be attached to this. And typically out in when they're mining what they call a lode mine, There's two types of load mine. There's the vein, where they're following a vein, where they're following the quartz vein and the gold vein that run together. And the other kind is what they call gold ore, which has, it's like a rock, but the gold is small particles inside the rock. And they crush that up, and then they run it through typically cyanide leaching to get rid of the anything but the gold and leave only the gold behind, which is a very dangerous thing, right? You're working with cyanide, the poison. Like you heard of cyanide gas, that kind of thing, like the gas chambers in prisons have, the cyanide. So it's something you really want to avoid as a hobbyist. It's not something you do unless you're running tons and tons of ore, which, the hobbyist, you're not running tons and tons of ore. So I'm going to get this down so we can see it. I'm starting to see the gold already in this. And there's two ways to get these little bags. They have a wheel draw, so they do fundraisers basically for the club, to keep the club in business. So the fundraisers are, they spin a wheel. Typically they have 50 numbers on the wheel, and they give prizes away. They give away gold, they give away coins, they give away stuff like that. But so typically, very there's different prizes varying. But if you don't win one of the regular prizes, everybody gets one of these little bags of gold, of dirt, and they'll have a little bit of gold in the dirt. This one doesn't have as much as the last one had, a lot less than the previous bag had. Tap it and get that to walk over. You can see the gold down on the edge of the pan right there. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but it's on the edge of the pan. And I just take my little bottle here, and I will put a squeeze on it, and then I'll suck that right up into my bottle. And now I got my gold in my bottle. So now I'll grab another one of these bags. I have 6 bags that I'm panning today. I'll dump another bag in here, and we'll pan that one out. Oh, my cigar went out. So we'll get this going, get it loosened up, tilt my pan a little bit, and now I'll get it right down here. So right now the gold is sitting right on the edge of the pan, like the bottom of the pan here, right in front there. That's where it's sitting right now. And you can see the quartz, and there's the black rocks is typically hematite, maybe some magnetite in there. If it's rolling off this early and it's black, it's probably hematite. Black magnetite is much heavier, which is why you always see that little bit of black sand in the bottom of the pan when you get down to the gold, because the black sand is almost as heavy as the gold is, because the gold is so small at that point. Large pieces of gold, of course, are much heavier. We'll just keep panning that down. Just going to get this light sand off, which is like a light brown color. And you're starting to see some gold there already. You can see it there. Just keep getting rid of this lighter colored sand. I can see the gold. I don't know if you can see it or not in the video. I'll be able to tell later when I download the video or do whatever I do with it. We're just getting this down to where we can kind of, do a fan back again. I'll lap this down a little bit more to get rid of some more of that lighter sand. Can't really tell the video. See, okay, you can see it. I'm just lapping that off. That gets rid of the lighter sand, and then I can fan it back, and we can see the gold that's in there. And I'll swirl it around to clear away from the edge, and then I'll tap it and walk that gold right over the edge. And then we'll get in here with my sulfur bottle, and we'll suck that right up. Like running a vacuum cleaner. So vacuuming up the gold here. Let's see, I got 3 more bags to go. They're actually doing another wheel at 5 o'clock tonight. It's in half an hour. This time they're clearing out everything that he has in the safe. There's gold nuggets. There's silver rounds, 1 ounce silver rounds. There's 1 ounce copper rounds. There's all kinds of prizes. Every number this time gets a prize, no matter what it is. It could be one of these stuffer bottles or something like that too. But everybody's going to get a prize. Every number that's on the wheel. So, including some of these sandbags, but larger ones. These are very small bags, so you don't really get a lot of gold in them, but that's okay. Any gold is good gold. I can see a piece of gold right there, right now. So now it's trying to work it back and then pan it off again. If you start seeing your gold and you've still got a lot of sand in your pan, oh, that's a large piece of gold right there. Look at how big that piece is. That's a fairly big piece of gold right there. I don't know if you can see that. I think you can. Yeah, you can see that in the video. That's a fairly big piece. I can actually pick that up with my fingers. And now you can see it a little better on the tip of my finger here. That's a pretty big piece of gold in that pan, in that batch of gold there, or a batch of dirt. I'll actually put that, won't suck through my straw on here, so I'll put that in directly. Otherwise it'll get, it'll get stuck in the straw, and I won't be able to suck anything through the straw on this thing. So that's a pretty large piece. I'm actually surprised at how big that piece was. You can see some more gold already showing up too. So and I have panned reasonably fast. Maybe not the fastest. I'm not going for competition. They actually have panning competitions who can pan the fastest. But they don't use gold. They put like BBs, like from a BB gun. They put BBs in the pan, and they have a certain number of BBs, like 8 BBs or 9 BBs or whatever. And you pan down and you get the BBs. And if you're able to pan it down, whoever pans down the fastest and has all the BBs in their pan, that they can show to everybody that they have the BBs, then they're the winner. And that's how the competitions go. I haven't tried one of those, because I don't rush my panning. I pan it fast enough to get to where I can get the gold, and then I'm done with my panning. I don't want to lose my gold either. That's the thing. So you can pan too fast, and your gold, you'll start losing gold. So I don't want to lose gold. I want to keep all my gold, because most of the time, when you're finding it for yourself and you're out there digging in the sand, out in the desert, or running the sluice box in the stream, and you spend hours and hours and hours getting your. So these bags we call concentrates. It's already been run through a sluice box or run through a dry washer in the desert or some other means of getting this material. So this is what we call pay dirt. So at this point, it's classified all down, and it will always have gold in it. There's no guarantee of how much gold, because he doesn't actually. I don't think he actually seeds his. Some places you buy like pay dirt online, and they seed their gold. So, and I don't think he seeds his gold, because if he seeded it, you'd have pretty much like the same amount of gold every time after you pan. And it varies, like sometimes there's very little, and this time there's a bit again, right? So I mean, now we're going to suck that up like a vacuum cleaner. When I'm done, I'll go ahead and I'll dump all this back into the pan, and I'll empty out all the black sand out of here. And I'll show all the gold that I got out of my 6 little bags of dirt. Just make sure there's no more. Doing a video.
You make video?
Yeah.
Oh. Where you found it? It's from Arizona? Or you bought it in internet? Where you found it? It's price. It's price. And so how much?
Huh?
How many? What are yours?
Oh, you see when I'm done.
Okay.
I actually had to pick a piece up and put it in the bottle.
Wow.
That's the biggest one I've seen in any of his bags. talking to my wife here. Talking to the video. So tell them I'm talking to you so they know what's happening. I can pan this first part off pretty fast. Really fast. Then once I start getting down to where I see gold, then I kind of slow it down a little bit. You see gold already showing up, like right here, right there, right there, right there, right there. Now I'm slowing down my panning because the gold is showing. Get over here. Need a little more water. Get it there, and we'll fan that back. Clear away from the edge. Give the pan a few taps, and the gold walks right to the edge of the pan, and then we'll just suck that right up, just like that. There's a piece right there still. Oh, that ain't gold. It was just a piece of light, like a little rock or something floating around in there. Make sure there's nothing left before I. Okay, so that's pretty much done. There might be some microscopic gold in there. I have a different machine that I can use for finding that. So, let's see. Sorry, having a guy that's puffing my cigar will go out. Okay, I got one more bag left. They get this beginning part down really fast. This is how I typically pan now. I pan like this really quickly, like I said, until I start seeing gold, which I already see gold, and then I basically slow down. I don't move it as much, just trying to get the lighter dirt to flow off. You can see the gold. You see gold here and here and here on the pan now. Get that back again. Big rock right there. This is probably a piece of magnetite right here. This is staying in there for so long in my pan. And sometimes you actually find precious stones like garnets. I found some nice garnets sometimes. So it's something to also keep an eye out for when you're out panning. In fact, some of the prizes they're giving away on the wheel tonight, they have garnets, they have emeralds, and some other things like that they're giving away tonight. So that's in 15 minutes or so, 15-20 minutes. So this has a good amount of gold in this pan this time. This is my last bag, and then the video here will be done. And that's a good amount of gold in that one, as you can see. I'm gonna have to do this twice to get it all out. So we'll suck that up with my little sucker bottle here. And I'll try it, do it again because I didn't get it all. Get rid of some more of that sand. As you can see the gold, you don't have to worry about it like when you're dripping the sand off like I'm doing right now. You'll see the gold if it's going. So it's just, lap it off, You can see the sand is slowly moving down. You know, get rid of as much as we can here. And I can fan it back again. Get some more water in here. Fan it back again. Then clear away from the edge. And tap it over to the edge. And then I'll take my sucker bottle. I'm gonna get some more water in my sucker bottle. And I'll suck it all up. Okay, so that should be it. Yeah, that's good enough. So that's that. Let me clear the sand out. Get the pan clean. There's gonna be a little bit of sand in here from sucking it up because it's not perfectly clean when I do it. Make sure I got it all. Put some more water in my bottle. Shake it around and dump some more water in. And then we'll shake it all over to one side. Now you can see there's the gold from those 6 little bags. And there's that one big piece right there. So you should be able to see that in the video. I don't know. Well, in reflection of sunlight on there. You should be able to see, you can see the gold there now. So that's not bad. I've actually gone out and worked out in the field and gotten that much after working for 6-7 hours of shoveling into my dry washer. But I've also shoveled in my dry washer and gotten more. So it all depends. You know, sometimes you have good days, sometimes you have bad days. Hopefully the good days outnumber the bad. So this will all get put into a little vial, which I will leave the top off of, so that I can let it dry out. That way I just have the dry gold. And then I'll add it to one of my other vials. As I just cleaned out more of the black sand out of that now, so I got less black sand. A couple pieces of gold still in here. I can see one right there and one right there. Got those out. Make sure I got everything that I can see. And I don't see any more. That should be it. So, but I'm in the pan here, so I don't, this metal tub will it's holding all my sand still, so it's not a big deal that if I don't get everything. So that's pretty much it. That's how I go through and I pan the dirt and get it down to gold. Hope you enjoyed that. I'll be posting this on YouTube so people can see it. And let me know what you think. Have a good one. Y'all have a good one. This is Build It, and we'll see you next time.